Chris Spear one also?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Same as my Twitter, so if you're following me on Twitter, easy to find.
Okay, so we are live right now. We're live, Sales Tips TV. This should be broadcasting live. So if you are watching us, we're kicking off at 9 a.m. So just giving you a heads up if you're there a little early. We haven't actually begun the show yet. We're going to begin here in 7 minutes. So I'm just going to share this really quick.
Screen.
So I'm going to say tune in live in 5, 4, salestips.tv with Matt. From now on, when you write my name, it's M with an @ symbol, just letting my friends know, because I'm going to be like the artist formerly known as Prince.
Perfect.
Just M with an @ sign, Matt. That's what I'm going to do. With Matt and Chris.
Matt,
so,
where it's at.
There you go, Matt, where it's at. Salestips.tv. We'll go ahead and we're not going to, I don't know what a quiet invitation is, apparently. I don't even know what that means. Oh, apparently you can't invite the I can invite circles though, so I have to invite you guys today. So tell all your friends, share a link on Facebook right now, share a link on Twitter right now.
You probably hit a few people individually on that.
I probably
type their name.
So let's do it. Who
you know that by streaming early, all this stuff's going. This is going to be on the replay.
Yeah, it will. Right. So let's see. Let's share with. Oh, I know why. That's because we're streaming it from KonigCo, from our YouTube channel, not my regular Google Plus. So I can't invite all of you because
makes sense.
You're not connected to that. It's weird how Google detaches YouTube and Google Plus from weird separate stuff like your channel won't.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, well, that's right. We're going to go live here in 5 minutes, everybody. Again, today what we're going to be talking about and helping you do is we are going to, and I guess this is the camera we're looking at now, right? This is what we're going to
awesome. Yep.
So the stuff that we're going to cover today is how you get past a lot of objections, how you get past some of the most common objections that you get in the showroom. So it's going to be good stuff. Make sure you hang in there with us because we're going to have a good time. We're going to make sure you have a good time.
Got about 5 minutes till we start rolling.
5 minutes. 4 minutes now. 4 minutes. So what I'm going to do real quick though is I'm gonna share this on Facebook again for people. I shared a little video invite this morning, but let's go ahead and Facebook this out. We'll share it with the Alpha Dog Tribe. Shout out to Jim Ziegler. Jim has been in the industry now for like a half a century. I mean, he's been in it forever long. He's not that old, but Jim has been around forever, and he still brings the thunder. Like people love what Jim brings. Oh, hey, Grant Cardone. Grant Cardone's office is calling. Hey, Grant, no, you're on Periscope right now, so we have to hang up on your office, bro. Jim's been in the industry forever, though, and Jim has a group called The Tribe, and I'll tell you what, man, everybody loves The Tribe. A couple thousand people in there sharing some great sales tips.
Oh, did I end my Meerkat?
You probably did. Thanks, Grant. Thanks for doing that. Just kidding, brother. We know it's not you. You were just live on Periscope, so it's somebody in your office. So tune in to salestips.tv right now. Matt and Chris live.
Periscope people can see my awesome tripod.
Yeah, the Frappuccino. Is that a
my Starbucks
cafe? Is that a McCafe? Frappuccino. Frank Lopez, thank you so much. I just got the message on Facebook, brother. You rock.
Awesome.
Misspelled sales tips on Twitter. Thanks, Frank. I better retweet that right now. God, Frank Lopez, I love you, bro. Thank you. I'm gonna blame it on Chris, even though it's not his fault at all, because it just makes me feel better.
Well, I just killed the Meerkat. So apparently, we're both having technical difficulties.
All right, salestips.tv right now for Matt and Chris Spear live sales tips. And Frank, you know what? I'll actually blame my iPhone because it did screw it up. It auto-corrected. I thought I went back and fixed it, but I blew it. So my fault. Thank you. You are the man. So we got 2 minutes. 2 minutes until we go live. So we've got time to share it in the tribe. Let's let the tribe know. Frank did it private, so no one would know. And you just did that private, and I told the world. Good looking out, brother. I appreciate you. We're transparent. That's right. We'll just share everything with the world. here. All right, tune in live now at boom, salestips.tv for Matt, and that's a great photo. Chris Spear. I want to bring you up in the tribe right now. Apparently, oh, because it's Christopher.
Oh, yeah.
I forget you like your whole name.
On Facebook,
live. And we'll post it, and hopefully Jim won't get mad that we just shared it in the tribe without asking. Jim, we love you. So hopefully you're not pissed off about that.
Jim's pretty supportive.
He's actually ultra supportive.
He is.
If there was
Good people.
He's like an iron sports bra. He's ultra super supportive. The dog. We love Jim Ziegler. All right. 1 minute. 1 minute. Here's the key to your morning energy, by the way. Zynergy, powered by science. And after this, we're gonna get a cage fight because this is the official term of the UFC. Don't let Chris's flexing fool you. He might look bigger, but that's because he's like 7 foot tall. He's sitting on a footstool right now so that I can actually see the camera. Not really. That might be a lie. All right, we have 1 minute. You know what's great is that we are broadcasting we're broadcasting this on Periscope at KonigCo. We are broadcasting it on Meerkat, Chris Spear 1, ChrisSpeer1, and now, boom, we are live on YouTube sharing this. So if you're not following our YouTube channel, you can go to youtube.com/KonigCo Auto Marketing. That is a long ass URL, the KonigCo Auto Marketing, or just go to salestips.tv and you'll find it all there. That's probably the easiest, best place to go, right? You can click over to YouTube from there, subscribe, you get notifications every week. So this week's sales meeting, Chris, let's talk about objections, right? I mean, what are some of the most common objections that salespeople get on the line? You still worked in the dealership 3.5, 4 months ago, right? Now it wasn't that, about 3 months ago.
Probably, about 3 months ago.
Right. Okay. Right. Oh, that's right. You were in Tampa, and then they got pissed that you left and came to work with us, and because you were at the Super Conference.
Yep.
So, Chris, what are some of the most common lot objections that salespeople face when they're out there?
Probably the first lot objection you get almost consistently is, "We're just looking."
Do you love the hands up? Right. Yep. Just looking, like what? Like we're about to assault them.
Like they're being attacked. Whoa, we're just looking.
Oh, we don't want to start something on Facebook that's viral that no one will agree with.
Hands up, just looking.
You know, I'm going to throw stuff at you now. So just looking. So everybody faces that. It happens all the time. Customer comes in a lot. You walk out. Welcome to the dealership. My name is. Whoa, we're just looking. We're just looking. We're not buying today. One of the biggest challenges that salespeople have, and we were trained this 20 years ago. But that's still one of the most common things that people get hit with. And it's not a hard one to overcome, but for some reason, salespeople still struggle with it, right? I can't tell you how many times we're in a dealership and you watch a salesperson come up to the manager. Well, I learned to look in, right? They can't hook them, they can't bring them in. So how do you overcome we're just looking? Well, we're going to give you a tip right now. So grab a pen and paper, and by pen and paper, I mean whip out the notes on your Android phone, your iPhone, your iPad, your Windows tablet if you're behind the times. Your Surface Pro if you
Galaxy Note with a little pen.
Ahead of the times, but not really. Yeah, your Galaxy Note with a pen. You do have a.
I do have a pen.
Galaxy Note pen, don't you?
I never use the pen. It seems a little slow.
It does, but it's cool.
It is.
Right, like the Surface tablet. It's cool, except for it runs Windows, which is shit. Okay, so how do you overcome lot objection? I'm just looking. We're not buying today. Simple step. You know you do. You just agree with them.
Exactly.
Disagree with them. So Chris, I'm gonna greet you, and you're a customer. Hey, welcome to the dealership. What can I get you info on today?
Well, we were just looking.
Oh, all right. Just kidding. It's not gonna be that creepy. Okay, so you walk out, you greet a customer.
But that's a much better approach.
Yeah.
What can I get you information on today? Kind of overcomes all that just to start with, because that's hard to say. I'm just looking when you say, what can I get you information on?
Now I no longer
feel intimidated. Now I feel like, oh, he's just trying to give me information. He's not saying, what are you buying today, or which one do you want to buy today?
Right, who's the lucky one? Who gets the new car? So Chris, I love it. Chris, like, I'm no longer intimidated. He was intimidated. We know each other. He's intimidated. So here's the thing. When a customer says, I'm just looking, step one is to agree with them. Great. That's where most people start. right? Let's face it, what we've been taught a long time ago is we get taught all these fancy word tracks to try and overcome objections. Well, you must be looking for a car because we don't sell groceries, right?
Yep.
Or, oh, you're just looking, well, I'm just selling, right?
Exactly.
Just stupid stuff like that. Well, I'm not selling anything. Listen, the best things with a customer are just to be honest, right? So we need to just be honest with them. So the customer's just looking, isn't that where everybody starts?
Yep.
So why not just agree, right? Okay, excellent. That's where everybody starts. So what can I get you information on to help you while you're looking? What can I get you info on to help you in the shopping process? We're just looking. Grant Cardone taught it years ago, right?
Yep.
We're just looking. No problem. I'll be happy to get you all the information and make the process easier while you're just looking.
Yep.
Now, funny thing is that works for just looking. Works for just, I'm not buying today. Hey, just give me your card. You know, hey, whoa, hey, just give me your card. I'll come get you if I need you.
Yep.
No problem. I'll be happy to get you my card. And I'll get you any other info you need while you're on the lot today, right?
Exactly.
It's fast, it's easy, and it works because it's just honest, right? If you just be honest, it makes everything easier, I think. But look, a lot of objections aren't the hardest thing. No, I mean, at the end of the day, we go through a three-hour process with somebody, which shouldn't take 3 hours, and then we get to the close. So let's talk about some of the biggest objections in the close. What are some of the biggest objections you get hit with in the close? Now, you can Periscope them to us, and we probably won't see them, but we'll act like we're reading them. Just kidding. Tweet some of those so that they'll pop up on my screen or Chris's screen. But some of the biggest objections that we get in the close really are what? Your payment's too high.
Exactly. Payment's too high.
So
not enough for my trade.
What are some of the ways that you've been taught to handle payments too high, Chris? What are some of the things you were taught in the dealership? Over the years.
The way that we were taught to handle payment is too high is always go out at a short term so we have somewhere to go. That was step one. And then they say payment's too high. I mean, we use Grant Cardone's sheet, and basically we would just say, oh, the payment's too high, no problem. I've got 9 payments here. We'd ask them to circle a payment that works for them. 9 times out of 10, they'd say the payment's too high. We'd say, oh, no problem. What would it take to earn your business on this today? So they say, well, if you get my payment down to $450 a month, then I'd take it. Okay, awesome. We'll take today if we can get the payment down to $450 a month. Just need your initials here, get them to initial it. Or I can just go through the sheet and roll the payments back myself and say, okay, here's what we have to do. We'll just take it out to 60 months or 66 months. Well, no, we'd start at 36, 48, 54 months. And we'd have somewhere to go every single time. And
not a horrible way to work the deal. I mean, a lot of us have been taught that, right? Start,
yep.
But if we peel it back to the basics, when we're starting with like a short term that we know is unrealistic,
yep.
right? It's the old like hit them high and peel them off the ceiling method. I mean, yep. In a nutshell, yeah. Right? But let's face it, if somebody's buying a new car, really, are there any new cars other than like like a smart? I don't even know if smart cars that cheap, but there really aren't any cars that are just $200 a month. They're not, new cars aren't
you
10
could
grand
maybe
so
lease a Chevy Aveo or something small like that, but on a lease.
Yeah, I mean, so let's talk about a simple method. And again, there's not just one right way, okay? There's a lot of good ways, yeah? So let's talk about another simple method for helping get past those objections that we get in the close. And let's use the same thing that we did on the lot. Why don't we just start by agreeing with the customer, right? So if somebody says the payment's too high, why not just, they always are. Most of the time that first objection is like a conditioned response. Like they always have to say no.
I worked in a GM dealership, and we had people come in that were GM employees, and they get the flat out best price. We're not allowed to deviate from it whatsoever, or they can strip our rights from the dealership. But we would even have GM employees, because they're so conditioned that no matter how good your deal is, you're always supposed to ask for a better deal at the dealership, right?
Of course.
So they'd say, I'm not paying that. And then I'd have to peel them back and say, listen, you know, for anybody else, I'd have some kind of place to go. But for you, you've got the best possible deal. There is no better deal. It doesn't matter if you buy here or in Florida or in Texas or California. It doesn't matter. It's going to be the exact same price no matter where you buy, and GM will not let us deviate from it. But as a GM employee, they were guaranteed the best possible price.
And they still want to push back. It was still too much money.
Exactly.
And by the way, the other people in the suite in our office building hate us because we're loud as hell. So whatever. So even when people have the guaranteed best price, there is no negotiating, there is no deviating. They still say it's too much money. They still say the payment is too high. They still have unrealistic expectations. Now, in this episode, we won't debate whether that's the fault of your OEM for advertising unrealistic things on cars that don't exist. But here's something that's extremely, extremely important to know. You can almost always get past the initial objection by simply agreeing with the customer. So, customer says the payment's too high. First thing is just the same as the last thing, by the way. Be honest. You know what? You're right. Everybody who's ever bought this car said the payment's too high, but they all love it once they get it. I need your okay right here. What about not enough for my trade? That's not enough for my trade. It never is it? Nope. Is it ever enough for their trade? Yes, no. Periscope? No, of course not. By the way, if you're watching this on Periscope, bang the hell out of your screen. Make a lot of hearts happen. Yes. It's never enough for the trade. So this isn't a trick or a tip or a technique. It's just honesty with a consumer. It's never going to be enough for their trade. I've never had a customer say, holy cow, you guys gave me way more than I was hoping for my trade. That's crazy. You should take it down a little. I've never had a customer say
You know what? I had maybe 1 or 2 times where a customer said, oh, wow, you'll give me that much for my trade? And I about fell out of my chair. I was like, oh, no, was the motor about to go in this thing?
Were they high?
No, I was shocked. No, not at all. It was extremely rare. 99.9% of the time, it was always people were about to jump out of their chair because they thought the price on their trade was so low. But when the couple times that it did happen to me that were like, wow, I get that much for my trade, I went back to the used car manager and he was like, whoa, they said that. Let me go look at it again. I'm like, oh, I should have told you that.
That's what. Well, we won't talk about all the negative things that pop in your head, like, oh, we can't get that deal done.
Yeah.
So here's the thing: customer says that's not enough for my trade. Agree with them, right? So say, you know what? It never is, right? We never feel like we get enough for our trade, but it'll never be worth more than it is today. I need your okay right here. Okay. So customer says payments are too high. I know everybody that buys this car says the same thing, but you know what? Everybody that buys this car loves it. So let's go ahead and get it put together. I need your okay right here. Customer says not enough for my trade. You know what? It never is it? But I'll tell you what, it's never going to be worth more than it is today. So let's go ahead and wrap this up. I need your okay right here. One more is think about it. And one of the most common objections people get, right? I need to think about it. I got to take some time to think about it. I got to sleep on it. Chris is responding to Meerkat again. For those of you on Periscope, we will make sure that next week's episode. Oh, awesome! And next week's episode, we will get a couple more running with Periscope. So we'll see like the iPod Touch, and that way we can respond to those of you on Periscope. Thank you for all the hearts. Keep them coming. Keep them going.
Yes.
Hey, as a matter of fact, we do have 10
hearts are free.
10 minutes left, and guess what? I think I have that iPod right here, so we can you can log into Periscope on the iPod Touch too. What the heck, gang? We're gonna actually care enough to answer your questions on Periscope. So Chris will log in. I'll just give you my username and password live on the air.
So are you able to stream 2 Periscopes from the same account at the same time?
Yeah, let's stream it from yours and then just tell them what yours is, which is at Chris Spear1, right? At CHRISSPEER1. Comment on Periscope there too. If you're on this feed, don't leave this feed. Or I don't care, leave it. Whatever. Okay, so let's talk about this though. I need to think about it. Customer says to you, I need to think about it. Now, typical responses, what are the typical stuff that we've been trained? I need to think about it. What's your gut typically tell you to say?
Which part do you need to think about?
Yeah.
Is it the money? Is it
seems like a logical question, right?
Yep.
And it's not the wrong way to handle it. We do need to know, right? We do need to know what those things are. We need to know what is it that the customer needs to think about. What is it that's holding them up? And it is either the car, it is either you, or it is the money, right? But getting there is hard. Because if somebody says they want to think about it, if they felt comfortable, they'd be saying yes. Right?
Exactly.
That's what common sense tells you. If I feel good about a decision, I'm hooking up. So let's talk about how we get to the point where we can get them to share, whether it is the car, the money, or us. And it's going to go right back to what? Right back to what we've been talking about all day. Exactly. But before that, we forgot to tell everybody, today's show is brought to you by iCall Auto Leads.
Yes,
the only 100% compliant way to capture mobile numbers from shoppers on your website and every third party you do business with. Want to know more about iCall Auto Leads? Text Chris, CHRIS, to what number?
76626.
That's right. Text the word Chris to 76626, and you will see a live automated demo of iCall Auto Leads, and you'll get to talk to this guy right here.
Exactly.
So there you go. That's what today's show is brought to you by us, because the show is free, but if you like other shit, we'd love to help you make more money, and we'd love for you to pay us for it. That's honest. Okay, so getting back to being honest. Customer says, I want to think about it, right? So let's agree with them. Great. Is 3 weeks enough time? Would you crap your pants if you, like, let me ask you this. Your old GM, okay, great guy, by the way. Yep. If you were to tell him that the customer said they wanted to think about it, and you said, yeah, I just asked them if they want to take 3 weeks, what would he say to you?
He'd lose his mind.
Exactly, and that's what I'm going to tell you to do right now.
Are you crazy?
If you're a general manager, a sales manager, dealer principal, hold on to your pants, because here's what I'm going to tell you. The next time a customer says, I want to think about it, I want you to say this. Great idea. Would 3 weeks be enough time? Now, there's a reason that I'm sharing this with you. Because by offering that much time to a customer, they're going to lower their guard, they're going to breathe, and they're going to go, you know what? That's plenty of time. I don't even need that much. 9 out of 10 times when I've said that to somebody, the response has been, well, I don't need that long. I just, I need a day or two just to mull it over. Mm-hmm. And that's when now they're open with us, and we can simply say, excellent. You know what? Whether it's 3 weeks or 3 minutes, you're going to be thinking about the same.
Are you going to
3 things, right? Well,
somebody just asked if you're going to be speaking at NADA Vegas.
You know what? I've got to actually turn on my speaker application. Probably be a good idea. And so you know what? There's a 90% chance I will be. I can tell you this: I will be speaking at Digital Dealer 19. So get your tickets. Get your tickets. Get your tickets. I will be there, and also be speaking actually at Toyota's Nevada, Utah region in October as well, and the Trillium Automotive Dealer Association in Canada in September. So hopefully you'll be at one of those. So here's the deal. Customer says, I want to think about it. We're going to say, you know what? That's a great idea. With 3 weeks, you agree first. Yep. That's a great idea. Would 3 weeks be enough time? Customer says, wow,
I just need a couple days.
All right, well, you know what? Whether it's 3 weeks, 3 days, or 3 minutes, you're going to be thinking about the same 3 things. The first thing you're going to ask yourself is basically if it's the right car or not. So listen, if it's not the right car, just let me know. Is the car right? I mean, does it feel like, is this the one you want? If the customer says yes, that's a great sign. Now, if the customer says no, that's also a great sign, because now we know we're in the wrong vehicle. Now, let me just start to say this. You should have known that before you wrote it. If you offered alternatives, but we're not having the whole sales process today. But you should have known that before.
Yeah.
You don't write people on something that doesn't work. But so, great. 3 weeks enough time to think about it? Yeah, great. Whether it's 3 weeks or 3 minutes, you're going to be thinking about the same 3 things. Is it the right car? And it is, right? I mean, you love it. Is it the right vehicle? Customer says, yeah, I love the car. It's perfect, Chris. Well, the next thing you're going to ask yourself is, are we the kind of dealership you want to do business with? Have you, I don't want to put you on the spot, but everything went okay today, right? I didn't do or say anything to offend you. Now, by the way, friends, before you hit like 1,000 hearts on Periscope, I probably will offend you. If I'm in the dealership with the customer, I'm probably not going to offend them. Yep. I'm going to say probably, because there's always a chance. But you're going to say to the customer, I mean, everything good experience at the dealership today, and nothing that made you, feel uncomfortable, you didn't feel pushed or pressured or anything like that. No, Chris, you were great. You're fantastic. Then the next thing is what, gang? The only thing that's left is the money, right? So if it's not the car, if it's not the store, oh, gee, could it be the money that's holding you back then? Now, at high speed, here's the deal. Customer says, I want to think about it. Our response is, great. Would 3 weeks be enough time? Customer typically says, don't necessarily need 3 weeks, but maybe a day or two. Okay, whether it's 3 weeks, 3 days, 3 minutes, you're gonna think about the same 3 things. First, you're gonna ask yourself if it's the right car. And do you love the car? Is it the right one? I mean, if it's not, let me know. No, the car's great. Okay, well, dealership, good. I mean, everything here, good experience. Didn't feel pressured, any of that. Customer says, no, you guys did a good job. Oh, gosh, the only thing left is the money. Could it be the money that's keeping you from saying yes? When the customer says it's the money, now we're going to move into how we handle the money. And because we committed that this is only a 20-minute show, 2-0. Yep. We're going to have to wrap this show up. But that's why you want to tune in next Tuesday. Now I'm going to recap today for you, but next Tuesday, 9 a.m. Eastern to 9:20, we're going to talk about the 4-step method to overcoming objections. I like to call it the 4 R's. Yep. to handling objections, which is something you have to tune in to learn about next week. So be here next week, 9 a.m. Eastern to 9:20. We're going to talk about the 4 R's to overcoming just about any objection you'll ever have. So let's recap today. A lot of objections or objections in the close. We always want to agree first, right?
Exactly.
Customer says, we're just, you know what, we're just looking. What do you say?
That's fine. What can I get you information on while you're looking?
Yeah, agree with them. Okay, everybody starts there. What can I get you info on to help you while you're looking? No big deal. Customer says, we're not buying today. Great. Most people don't. Most people come in and get some info, and then they buy it, whenever they're ready. Cool. What info can I get you? In the close, customers, payments too high. You know what? Everybody that's ever bought the car says the same thing. I mean, the payments are too high. Yep. But let's face it, cars aren't going to get any cheaper. So let's go ahead and put this together while it's the most affordable ever. Need your okay right here. You're not giving me enough for my trade. I know they never do that. But you know what? Your car's never going to be worth more than it is today, Chris. So let's go ahead and put it together. I need your okay right here. By the way, cup of coffee, something cold to drink while we wrap up the paperwork. Exactly. One of my favorite things. Thank you for that one, Joe Birdie. Customer says, you know what? It's too much money. It always is. Yep. Everybody that's watching this, customer says it's too much money. Say this right now. Say it out loud. I don't care if you're at Starbucks, Panera, in your dealership, driving in your car. I don't care if you look like you need a helmet. Customer says it's too much money. I want you to repeat after me. It always is.
It always is.
Okay. If you're on Periscope, hit the hearts so that we know that you said it always is. It always is. Okay. Thank you so much for hitting the hearts. Customer says it's too much money. Respond. It always is. Tip of the spear. That's Kevin Campbell. So I can read it from here because it says tip of the spear. That's got to be Kevin. Or Glacken. One of the two.
Yep.
Black Attack. Kevin Campbell. You guys rock. Thank you guys, everybody that tuned in. It's 9:20, so we got to sign off. Again, if you want the best way to get 100% compliant, 100% compliant way to capture customers' mobile phone numbers on your website and every third-party website where your vehicles are listed, text Chris to 76626. That's CHRIS to the phone number 76626. You'll get a free live demo of iCall Auto Leads, and you'll get something special. Actually, they're going to get something special, Chris. They're going to get something that's going to save them some cheese if they decide that they love it.
Absolutely.
So this guy right here will hook you up. He'll get you taken care of. Thank you, everybody that tuned in. Maybe next week we'll have some kick-ass theme music playing when we start and end it. Like
most definitely.
Get you suck up. Something like funk, maybe, or Bruno Mars, Uptown Funk. I don't know. Thanks again for tuning in, gang.
Awesome.
Remember, next week, same bad time, same bad channel. Head over to www.salestips.tv, and we'll give you some great free info to get your day started. Have an awesome week.